Hey guys, welcome back to Mountain Man Treasures. I'm going to show you a fishing tutorial video. If you're new to fishing, I'm going to show you a beginner tackle box that has everything you need to start fishing. As always, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and enjoy the video. Alright guys, so first thing I want to talk about is your tackle box. You can get these at Walmart, anything $4 or $5, even at the dollar store. They come in different sizes. But you want to get one that's gonna not open up in your bigger tackle bags that you carry this in, or your backpack. You want to make sure one that's sturdy and pretty strong and it locks up. This small one I have here has a small lock on it, but every now and then it pops open and you're gonna have your weights, your hooks, your lures all over the place in your backpack, and you don't want that poking you when you're holding your backpack. So make sure you get a good strong tackle box, and I'll show you what you need to put in here. Alright guys, so the first thing you're gonna want, you can never go wrong with, is hooks. You can always use here. I have a jig head hooks here. They come already weighted. They're pretty good for beginners. So if you ever just want to use a hook that already has a weight on it, use these jig head hooks. These are about I think a little more than a 1/4 ounce, maybe a 1/2 ounce, and those are perfect for when you're fishing. Also, you couldn't go wrong with you got treble hooks. Treble hooks, those are the ones that have multiple hooks on them. You can use those. Those are perfect. Also, you couldn't go wrong with just regular hooks. Those are good too to have in your beginner tackle box. And also you can get these hooks that already are connected to the line. These are from Eagle Claw, and they already have line connected to them, so you could just tie on. All right, next we'll talk about your weights. You can never have too many weights. These are just your regular split shot sinkers. They're easy to attach. These are from Ozark Trail. They're a little bit bigger. These probably cost about $1, and you can easy open them using your pliers. So they're easy open. They'll just attach on to your line. Really simple to use. And then if you don't need them, you can just give your pliers, pinch it open, pull them off. You can never go wrong with split shot sinkers. There's also other weights you can use, like bigger weights for deep sea, but you really don't need those. Only when maybe you're in the ocean, but you really don't need these huge weights. Alright guys, next thing we're going to talk about is your plastic lures. These are a must when you're fishing. If you're not using live bait, you're probably going to want to use a padded tail minnow, and these move with the water as you're reeling in. And you also have your curly tail grubs. So these just look like grubs, and as you're reeling in, these will spin. These are good. These are a must. These are definitely what you need for your beginner tackle box. All right, next we're going to talk about your spinner baits. So here I have a spinner bait here. It's just a jig. It's a skirted body with a blade that spins as you reel. So as you're reeling it in, this will just spin, and it attracts the fish, and that's that. And then you also have your skirted body spinner bait. So you'll hook this to your line. this will spin, it'll just keep spinning, so it'll never get tangled. And then here's your skirt with the treble hook at the end. And these lures, sometimes you won't need them as a beginning, but it's always good to have, to use every now and then to try different things out as you're fishing. So definitely have these in your beginning tackle box to start. All right guys, next let's talk about your crankbaits. These are your crankbaits. These are just lures with 2 treble hooks, and then these are good for like big mouth bass, bigger fish. They usually have 2. This one has 3, but these are also good to have when you're starting out, just to have in there. Every now and then you want to try something new. But these are crankbaits. All right guys, so here we have your snap swivels. These connect to your line and connect to your lures. So these are good so that way it doesn't get tangled. It keeps everything swiveling, your hook, your lure, your skirted lures, your spinner baits. This will never get tangled as long as you have one of these connected. These are a must to have also in your beginner tackle box. So far we have your weights, hooks. You can never go wrong with your hooks. You have your lures, you have your spinner baits, your jig heads, treble hooks, small hooks. You always need enough hooks. You can never go too wrong with enough hooks. Small ones, big ones, for maybe some bluegill or sunfish, or bigger ones for bass, trout. You know, you can never go too wrong with what you have in your tackle box. All right guys, the next thing I'm going to talk about is bobbers. Bobbers are good for beginners, so you can tell whenever you have a fish on the line, it'll start bobbing in the water. They come in big or small, or however you feel, and they just connect from that little hook on the bottom, and then you'll just hold the hook, push this through, and you'll put the line through there as well. These are really good when the water is calm, only when the water is calm, because if you have a calm water, it'll just stay in that one spot and you can tell when a fish is biting it. But if that water is not calm, this will come along with your wave. So if it's too wavy, if the water's has too much waves in it, it's just gonna bring your bobber into your shore, and your hook is just gonna follow with it. So these are only good when the water is calm, and good for whenever you know that you want to know that there's a fish on your line. So it's not bad to have bobbers in your tackle box. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is always having something to cut the line. So sometimes your tackle box comes with these line cutters. Always good to just cut the line if it gets tangled, or to just have a knife on hand all the time, just in case you got to cut something. These are good tools to have whenever you're fishing. Always have one of these 2 items in your tackle box. And also one more tool I want to say that you should have is pliers. Needle nose pliers. This is a must. Whenever you're fishing, always have this to take the hook out of the fish's mouth, or if you need to remove some weights, these are good for it, or to put some weights on, these are good for it. Always have a pair of pliers with you. If you don't, you're gonna regret it. So always have a good pair of pliers. And sometimes your toolbox, because sometimes they sell these toolboxes already all ready with some of these items already in it. They'll have this whole setup probably for about 10 bucks at Walmart. It also will come with this tool. A lot of people don't know what this tool is, but this tool is actually to take a hook out of the fish's mouth. So if you have a hook stuck in the fish's mouth far down, or even just in the side of the lip, you'll just push this inside the fish's mouth, and you'll just twist it, and it should be able to just pop right out. It's easy to grab the hook right out of the mouth. So that's what this tool is. And there's 2 sides. There's a bigger side and a smaller side. So that's what this tool is for. All right, guys. So here's your tackle box for beginners. I hope you enjoyed this video. And always, don't forget to subscribe to Mountain Man Treasures. I hope this helps you out. And thanks for tuning in.